Hi guys, what's up? Zax here. Today we are here with more F1 2014 co-op career mode, and today we are here in Canada for the next round of the season. And yeah, look at qualifying, guys. Very wet conditions, and I don't normally show the qualifying lap in these videos, but today I decided to show it because it was a very weird lap. Because you can see we've got the second fastest time here. Will is in 13th, so alright for Williams. Obviously it'd be nice to see Will a little bit higher up on the starting grid, so he's going to be hoping to improve on his lap time here, and this will be actually our last lap here. We could have gone for another one after this, but decided not to, because really I didn't really have the speed and the tyres left and the fuel left to do so. So through sector 1 we don't do purple lap time, or purple sector I should say. You can see very close to Hamilton, but we don't manage to get the purple sector there, so currently that means we are in second position still with a current lap time if we stay that far behind Hamilton. But we're going to be going through sector 2 any second now. You can see very nice through there. Obviously we had to get past a lapped, or not really a lapped car, but a slow car a minute ago there, so that maybe cost a little bit not being on the optimal racing line. But through the second sector we're still not purple. We're actually 4 attempts down and out braking ourselves into the hairpin there. Managed to get it cut back and straightened up for the straight. Well, it's not really a straight, but you know what I mean. The long part towards the end of the lap. And now it's just about getting the final chicane just perfect. And hopefully we'll do it, but you know, you never know. Sometimes you can mess it up, sometimes it can be perfect. But let's see what we do into the final chicane here. Brake very late, go over the curb. Yeah, quite a lot of curb hopping there, but we managed to get around the final couple of corners there. Alright, then up to the start-finish line. Just go straight to the start-finish line. What time's it going to be? Across the start-finish line, we go pole position by nearly half a second there. So in that final sector we're nearly a second faster than Hamilton. I think a lot of that's down to the final chicane there, where the AI a little bit too slow, and yeah, really good for us there. We get a pole position. Will obviously not quite as high up, but he's still got a decent chance of getting some points here today for Williams, and obviously we want to try and get the lead in the Constructors' Championship. So here we are, here's the start of the race. The lights are coming on, obviously pole position. We get to start on the option tyres, and the lights are out, and away we go down to turn 1. And overall a pretty nice start here, no trouble really from the guys behind. Hamilton maybe looks a little bit to the inside there, but we managed to keep the position, and there we are, leading the race. And Hamilton in second and Rosberg in third, and a massive squabble from fourth backwards. So we're just going to try and get away here, but you know, it's Formula 1 and it's not as simple as that. There are so many cars in this that can actually challenge for the win, especially if I'm in the lead. I could be holding up the Mercedes, and maybe even a McLaren, a Ferrari, a Red Bull could get involved in the mix, including Will as well. So I need to be pushing as hard as possible to try and keep this position, but got to be realistic, and not realistically going to be able to keep this without any, without any attacks from the guys behind, because they're going to be extremely fast. So even though I run in fast fuel mixture here, I'm sure Hamilton, Rosberg and the rest will keep up with me here. But anyway, going into the hairpin at the sort of near the end of the lap here. Obviously this is a part of the track where we're good in qualifying, so let's hope we can do it once again down this back straight away. As I said, it's not really a straight, but we'll just call it a straight for the ease of this video. And now going onto the Pirelli banners towards the end of the lap, you can see in my mirrors Hamilton is closing, so is Rosberg. And through this final chicane here, you can see I'm just going to take a lot of curb. Not quite as much as in qualifying, because obviously it was rainy, so I needed to get the car turned in a bit easier and a bit sooner. So across the start finish line there, first lap 1:23.1, obviously nothing special. Will is up to 5th place here, so he's had a good start, but you can see there's a big gap between 4th and 5th place here. So that's going to be tough for him to close down that gap, but you never know. Formula 1's, as I said, a very crazy thing, and stuff can just happen like that, and you can see nearly make a massive mistake into the barriers, but luckily I don't. Now lap number 4, taking way too much curb there, get very sideways, and now I glitch into the wall here. Well, not really glitch into the wall, but I glitch sideways whilst trying to drive with the wall, so that's a bit annoying. But now at the end of the lap we've got the DRS, and I think Vettel's doing some saving, and we managed to go down the inside of both of them into the final couple of corners there, slightly hopping over the curves, but no penalty or no warning and stuff, so that is good for me. That has kept me in the lead of the race. Now lap number 8, a couple of cars already pitted, including Will, but we're doing our pit stops here, and looks like Ricardo hasn't pitted, so he's going to be going around for another lap, which could be hard for us to actually overtake him, because he's very fast. So anyway, into the pit lane here. Williams near the end of the pit lane, so just put over to the prime tyres now, which are the soft compound tyres. So really a good track for me, as I've stated previously in all of my career modes and co-op careers. I'm always better on the softer compound tyres in this, which are the soft and the super softs. And who are we going to come out behind? I think that's Magnussen, who has not pitted. So we managed to get back in front of everyone that has pitted, so that's Hamilton, Will, you know, Vettel and all that lot. So just 4 cars in front of us here that haven't pitted, but we're going to lose a bit of our front wing now, which wasn't too clever whatsoever, because that means obviously we're going to have less downforce now, especially if we just pitted. It means that we're going to have to struggle with this throughout the rest of the stint, and that's not going to be fun whatsoever, because the car's just going to be all over the place. And yeah, so Magnussen just going out the road. Obviously he's on the soft compound tyres, sorry, I think the super soft, maybe soft, I don't know what tyres he started on, because obviously he started a bit further down the order than me, so I couldn't actually see. But I'm assuming he's going to be pitting at the end of this lap. And we can see through the hairpin here, I think he's got the super soft compound tyres on, so that means he will be pitting at the end of this lap. AI go to lap 9 at the maximum on the super soft compound tyres here in Canada, just for anyone's reference in the future. But talking about doing these videos on Wednesday, the last couple of weeks I forgot, but I am going to get this round to doing this on Wednesday finally. I'm really sorry to everyone that's been waiting for these on Wednesdays, but yeah, I keep forgetting, and to make, you know, get them all rendered and recorded by Wednesday. But finally, we have got it rendered and recorded by Wednesday, sorry, so that's good. But anyway, you can see we've gained all the positions back and up into P1. Slightly wide coming out the pit lane there, but we do manage to keep the lead of the race. And actually, Vettel's actually, sorry, that's Ricciardo's actually gaining a bit of time there, so that's good for him. And you can see Will has got his way through the field. He's actually got a penalty at this point, so I thought he was going to go into the pit lane here, and there's a bit of miscommunications here, because I thought he was going to the pits this lap, and he didn't realise that I was just going to, you know, continue going around the track. So I was a bit confused there. I thought he was pitting, but he wasn't. So basically, Ricciardo goes for an ultra sweaty move, and he manages to get the lead. And look at this, I just go past Will here, and he's going to be going into the pits. I'm going to be continuing around here, so it's going to be a lot easier. He's going to fly into the pit lane there, and you can see through the final couple of corners, they're so much quicker than Ricciardo, who I'm not too sure which is very slow or what, but we get a really good run through there. Obviously it was a little bit risky, because they hopped across the curb a bit, but we don't get any corner cuts, so I'm going to be saying that's fine. If I don't get a corner cut, that's fine. So now Ricciardo are right onto the back of him once again. Now let's get past him as soon as possible, because obviously Will in the pits. We might need to do some helping towards him, or helping him towards the end of this race. Obviously he helped me earlier on in the season. I'm going to help him. Now he's got this penalty, so once I get past Ricciardo, I'm going to try and slow up the field a little bit. I know it's a bit of a risky move, because they can end up just getting back past me and crashing me off or whatever, but you know, I'm not going to ultra slow them down, but I'm just going to try and slow down a bit, because obviously in Canada you don't really lose a huge amount of time through the pit stops. So just doing a drive-through doesn't really mean a huge amount. The one thing about this game that frustrates me, under realistic rules, you don't have the 5-second penalty that I have in real life, which kind of sucks, because I think that would be really good for penalising people online. That 5-second penalty would just be perfect, really. So here we are, Ricciardo. We're going to get DRS as well here, and hopefully get past him as quickly as possible. Looking to the outside here, DRS activated. He's on the inside, just shifting up through the gears. And look at that, we've got the move done nice and simply. We've got the lead of the race back once again. Skip ahead to the last lap of the race. You can see some definitely some squabbles have been going on behind, because now Alonso's up to second place and Button is third. I've been slowing down the field, so all the AI have been overtaking each other, so I think that's part of the reason why you've seen Alonso and Button manage to make their way through the field. But you can see behind them, there's quite a big queue of cars, and as I said, I've been trying to slow them back, and not like go sort of stop, but go a lot slower than I normally would, to try and help Will up through the order a bit. You can say it's a bit of a cheap tactic, but we're in this as a team. We want to make sure we win both drivers and constructors championship, so as many points we will, and with me winning as well, will be very, very essential. So here we are, up to the start finish line to win the Canadian Grand Prix. Will managed to limp home in 9th place there after a bad couple of corners at the end of the lap, which I think demoted him from about 5th or 6th down to 9th place. He ran out of fuel, if I remember correctly, so that's not too good for him. So he finishes about 7 seconds down, and yeah, so he definitely gained time through the last stint, obviously, so I probably helped him out by about 7 seconds, so maybe slowing them up about a second or so a lap, which was probably about right, so that's good. And yeah, so there we are. Will finishes 9th, I finish in 1st place to get the win, and yes, another win, really good for the championship as well. So there we are, standing on top of the car, Valtteri Bottas wins the Canadian Grand Prix, which is nice to see. And here are the drivers and constructor standings. We'll look at the constructors in a minute. So here are the drivers. I'm leading by 10 points over Lewis Hamilton. Ricciardo is in 3rd, not that far behind Hamilton now. Vettel in 4th, and Will is in 5th. Yes, he's changed his name. He's changed his name, but yeah, that is still Will. And then Rosberg, then Alonso. Then here's the constructors. We are leading now by 11 points. over Red Bull, and Mercedes are in third. Rosberg's not having a good time of it, is he? So he's down in the order, and that means that so are Mercedes. So here we are. Really looking forward to the next one, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this one once again, and look forward to the Austrian, not Australian, Austrian Grand Prix in about a week's time. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you soon for more. Goodbye.